The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Variety Channel. For more information about our network and to check our additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericavariety.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
This program contains explicit content and subject matter which may be unsuitable for some listeners. Discretion is advised.
Well, I think we should just bring on Paulie, better known as Burt Young.
They're talking about a movie called Creed.
You know what, though? You better have Paulie in that movie.
If they dump me, it'll be sacrilegious.
Hi, from Mario Lopez. Mario, how's it going tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. And you got a lot of Hollywood hotties getting on here, or what? You were like a Miley Cyrus. That shit works, you know. And it you,
yeah,
you
I haven't known her since she was a little girl. She's real sweet, and she's grown up.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, she has.
Mr. Gianni Russo played Carlo Rizzi in the original Godfather.
James Caan. He broke two of your ribs, you saying?
With the kicking when they crawled out?
Yeah.
Going to the fire hydrant?
Mm-hmm.
We want to introduce Mr. Bach Rutten.
How many bouncers did you take out at that one time in Sweden?
There were 5 of them, so I had every one I dropped, but they would keep coming back up, you know? So,
Mario Andretti. Mario, how are you this evening?
Wonderful, guys. Greg, one question. If I call you the Rambling Freak, will you squash me like a bug?
Hey, Aqualung, what's going on there, Mr. Greg?
Dude, I'm looking forward to this interview today, bro. Not for nothing.
Yeah. Obviously, I know you're referring to Ian Anderson because Earl Campbell cornholed us for the second time, but we'll get into that at the second segment.
Are you telling me that a big black guy cornholed us today?
Yes, he did.
Wow, we need to call
like
the
E.A. Baracus from the
A-team.
From the aforementioned A-team.
Please. Anyway, but so wait a minute now. Earl, he really fucking canceled on us?
Yes, I will explain. I'm actually going to read the email from who I believe it's his son who does his bookings and all of that shit. But I don't want to we got plenty of time for that. You know what?
I want to speak to Ian, baby. Ian Anderson, baby. That's our guy. We need to talk to him because, dude, Jethro Tull, sitting on a park bench. Dude, I grew up with that stuff.
One of the best rock and roll bands of all time since the fucking 60s. Still kicking ass to this day. Ian Anderson, he just put out a new CD, and they're doing a fucking tour. They're actually going to be at the fucking, someplace out in Suffolk County over there, the Paramount or something, I think in August or something. So they're actually coming close to home. I don't know if they're going to a place out upstate by you guys, but...
Oh, I think they were going to Baltimore. Oh, no, that's somebody else. Okay,
that's right. Yeah, Baltimore. Well, I did hear some Baltimore. Then there was also something in Orlando coming up soon. Was that Ian Anderson also? They was going to do they were going to do some fucking play-by-play in Orlando, I think, with the... I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm a little confused. It's been a long day.
Maybe they're flying to Europe. Anyway.
Yes, I know. Well, they're actually from Europe, right? They're from England, aren't they? Jethro Tull and Ian Anderson. Well, we'll find out now because we're going to be joined by Mr. Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull, and we're going to find out. I believe he does have an English accent, if I'm not sure, from that Europa.
Oh, he definitely does. I think he's on the line right now, though, isn't he, or no?
I believe so. Let's check it right now. We're going to welcome Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull to Extreme Radio, and this is a pleasure of mine and Greg's, as we're both big fans of your music, Ian. Just like to thank you so much for joining us long distance, calling all the way from England. Is that correct?
That is indeed correct, and it is a long distance from many of the places I have to telephone and travel to, and that's why I have one of the worst carbon footprints in the business.
We're in New York City, Ian, so we love it.
Oh well, that's a brief 7 hours away.
There you go.
Quick nap in first class, and you wake up and you're at Kennedy, right?
Well, no, it's only 6 hours in first class.
Oh, okay.
It's 7 hours further back.
So the
depends where you're sitting in
solo
the
album
airplane.
coming out April 15th, Homo Erraticus. Why don't you give us talk a little bit about that? I know that that's Latin for the wandering man, and the cover artwork is just fantastic for this. So just give us a little info about the new CD that's coming out, Ian.
Yeah, well, as you rightly say, Homo Erraticus is Latin for, and we loosely paraphrase, the wandering man. It's the story of all of us, the hunter-gatherer, which as a species we still are. And we go where we can find the woolly mammoth, because we have to feed our women and children and sit round the campfire at night eating woolly mammoth. And for some of us, the woolly mammoth could be found in the days of the British Empire, the Victorian era of expansion. For some of us, the woolly mammoth might be if you were in a rock band with long hair and tight trousers back in 1969. The woolly mammoth was probably in New York City. In fact, if you were Led Zeppelin, you went looking for the woolly mammoth there. We're hunter-gatherers still, and we go where we can find food, shelter, and lots of money. So things have not really changed certainly in the 8,000 years since the time that I begin the album with, when human beings crossed over the land bridge between Europe and the British Isles in the receding Ice Age, and first colonized our country with relative increasing levels of civilization.
And it's like, I don't even know how to follow it up. It just so poetic the way you say that. But, the album has part 1, 2, and 3, and it just, the names of the parts and the titles of the tracks are just unbelievable. Part 1, Chronicles, Prophecies, Part 2, and Revelations, Part 3. And it's amazing. It almost looks like a concept album. Would that be correct, Ian? I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, I think you would be hitting the nail on the head if you called it a concept album. But it's a prog rock concept album, so of course it starts off with the absurd premise that you can squeeze 8,040 years of history into 52 minutes. But that's what I set out to do, and it seems like it's just a jolly little journey through moments of history over a long period of time. But, I've tried to pick those periods carefully because they all have a different story to tell. They're all about the different ways in which the footsteps of mankind have taken us to different places. Not always in terms of sending in armies with boots on to take over a small country, but very often it's the different kind of taking over another country with culture, with art, with entertainment. And I refer to the impact of American television and movies on the world as a whole. And generally speaking, many of us are actually much better at making our influences felt far and wide by doing it through cultural means rather than sending in the men with guns. Your country and mine has quite a record of not being terribly good at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, you hit the nail on the head with that one, Ian.
I want to know, Ian, how does this music compare to like your classic stuff like Aqualung and Locomotive Breath and all that great stuff that I happen to grow up listening to?
Well, it's not really for me to compare, because I have to say, when I start writing something, particularly that's a piece like this, I start and I don't stop until I've finished. And I'm not thinking along the way too hard about comparisons or style. I just let it go, and we see where we get to. And this was written in a fairly energetic period of 3 weeks, starting, as I said I would begin, on 9 o'clock in the morning on the 1st of January in 2013. So I began work and did a few hours every day until I had an album pretty much all written about 3 weeks later. And then I spent some time editing and fiddling around with it, checking all my references, making a few corrections, and working on the arrangements, making some demos. And it was many months later before we were able to schedule the time to actually do the rehearsals and recording. But even that was done. I think we did 10 days of rehearsal, followed by 10 days of recording, another few days for me to do some final bits and bobs of vocals and flute, and a few days of mixing, and a couple of days of mastering. So in album recording terms, I think you would call it probably quite a quick process compared to the the many months that some bands historically have taken to do their records. But, my guys are all pretty good at turning up for work with a good working knowledge of what it is they have to do. So we were well prepared when we went into the recording process.
Right. Now, let me ask you a question. Over there in England and I guess Europe and all that, is rock still as prevalent as it was? In this country, us guys, we're rockers, Joe and myself, we're older guys, But I'm saying, as today, the young kids today are listening to, rap or some guy screaming about his girlfriend's ass or something, you know what I mean? Is this, do you notice, like, over in Europe, is it bigger over there? Is rock still as strong? You follow what I'm saying, or?
Well, it doesn't get very much representation on the radio, that's for sure, but it never has. You've always had a tradition in the USA of rock music, certainly going back to the days of FM radio in the late 60s, early 70s. It was very prevalent. Every city had one or two AOR stations that became, of course, classic rock stations with the passing of time. And that format is alive and well throughout the USA. But in Europe, it's never really been mainstream radio. We have pop radio, we have news, we have sports, we have all sorts of things, but very little in the way of rock radio. I mean, there's a little bit on satellites, a little bit being broadcast digitally, but in terms of FM radio, it really doesn't exist. So that doesn't mean we have no rock music, because there's an enormously huge subculture in terms of people going to concerts and buying the music and of being fanatics about particularly heavy rock and hard rock, metal, that kind of thing, which is enormously popular not only in the UK but well into Eastern Europe too. I mean, I know, as I did this morning, if I have 3 Polish interviews at 9 a.m., I know they will all be with men with long hair, very tight trousers, beer bellies, and they will all be completely nutcase hard rock, heavy metal fans. Those are the folks that I have to work with every day when I'm doing interviews, particularly with mainland and Central and Eastern Europe. It's overwhelmingly popular. And when we talk about the other kinds of music today of rap and house and the more danceable and representative, perhaps, of a more urban culture, then of course that is very popular here too. But there's room for everybody. Strangely, the magazines that are doing well in the marketplace, glossy magazines that cost quite a lot of money, are magazines that are about blues or hard rock or metal or prog magazine, which in the UK does very well. And these, in an age when most newspapers, magazines are struggling to survive, the niche market of quite expensive glossy magazines that represent that fanatical interest of rock fans, they are doing pretty well. And that's perhaps a sign of commitment from a very loyal audience who tend not to be older gentlemen such as ourselves. Right. I'm including you in that, but they tend very often to be kids in their late teens and early 20s who are the staunch fans that I imagine will keep that music alive at least for another 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, I tell you, I gotta bring you back a little bit, Ian. When you first decided, I know the story is that you decided to not stick with the electric guitar because of the whole thing. You couldn't be as good as Eric Clapton, so you picked up the flute. Now, at the time and since then, that's kind of been unprecedented thing that has never ever been attempted before in rock music. It must have been kind of like, I don't know, did your bandmates give you kind of like look like, what, a flute? Like, give me a little inside info on that, how that whole thing came about.
I think there was maybe a bit of bemusement amongst the other 3 guys in the early edition of Jethro Tull, but because I guess I was the one that seemed to have ideas about writing songs and was anxious to learn about the big picture of being in a band, the management, the promotion, the making records, the production, that sort of stuff. I guess they probably assumed that I knew what I was doing, and it became quite evident early on in Jethro Tull's career in the early part of 1968 that the flute was the point of difference. That was the thing that made us different to Savoy Brown, Chicken Shack, the early Fleetwood Mac. You know, we were the band with the guy in the weird long overcoat and playing the flute. So that was the point of difference. And, you know, when you do have something that makes you stand out from the crowd, then it's probably something you want to keep doing and keep hanging on to and building upon. So I think the other band members realized that it was good to encourage me to be different because it meant they were going to pick up a paycheck, hopefully every week.
Obviously, it was a brilliant idea you had. I mean, it definitely put you guys on the map in a whole different stratosphere. And the blend of the flute with the rock and the hard rock, you know, guitar is just wonderful. It's beautiful to hear. Any Tull song, it stands out so well just because of that. But also your voice is just incredible. It just worked so well. And you play so many other instruments also. Is there an instrument that you can pick up that you would say that that's your favorite one, or would the flute be the answer to that one?
I think the flute has to be the answer to that one. It probably wasn't necessarily the one and only answer going back a few years, but I think I've come to enjoy and identify with the instrument a lot more than I did in the first few years. It felt like a bit of a gimmick, you know, a bit of a clever, effective thing to do, but I wasn't passionate about playing the instrument as such. I think I was always a frustrated guitar player, so given that acoustic guitar was my instrument for writing the songs of Jethro Tull, I probably felt more attachment to the acoustic guitar than to the flute, but that kind of changed over the years where I felt I was able to improve on my flute playing and be perhaps more able to bring it into the music as a tool of writing as well as just performance on stage. So, in fact, the new album began with a flute line. It began with a definite little theme, which appears several times in the album, and that was something that came out of picking up the flute at 9 o'clock in the morning on the 1st of January. So that is the first moment that came alive and the first thing that made this album into a piece of music. So, yeah, I have a lot to thank the flute for as an instrument of composition as well as performance on stage.
Ian, I'd like to know, are you guys going to go on tour with this new album? Do you guys have any tour plans at all? And I just got to ask you, where does the name Jethro Tull come from?
Well, both of those are fairly easy to answer. The first one is, yes, we have 2 U.S. tours booked already in September, October, and November of this year. And so those dates will be appearing starting next week on our website. They go up as we're allowed to do it, because some promoters and venues, they don't want you to put the dates up until they have tickets available for sale, and they perhaps want to sell somebody else's show first because they don't want you stealing tickets away from some other act they've booked. So it's a little bit of sensitive business putting tour dates up, but I know what they all are. All the contracts are exchanged, and starting next week you'll see probably half the US tour will be on our website, and the rest of the dates will be put up during the next 3 or 4 weeks as we're allowed to put them on for public display and for people to go and buy their tickets in advance. So that's all happening. The name Jethro Tull came about because our agent back in February of 1968 gave us a different name every week because we weren't very good and no one wanted to rebook us in the clubs we played in. And so we had many different names in the first few weeks of 68. Names like the John Evan Band, the John Evan Smash, and then since John Evan wasn't in the band anymore, we changed our name to be Navy Blue. Ian Henderson's, not Anderson, Ian Henderson's Bag of Blues, because they've misprinted my name. And we had a record producer who wanted to call us, what's he called us now? It was some weird kind of hippie name, which we managed to avoid. And then perhaps the name that came along that I thought, well, that's kind of more interesting, was Jethro Tull. But not having paid much attention in history class, I didn't realize he'd named us after a real-life 18th century character. I thought it was just a name he made up. And so for a couple of weeks we played as Jethro Tull, got a residency at the Marquee, people started to like us, and then I found out we were named after a dead guy. And for all the years since, I've felt increasingly embarrassed about having stolen somebody's name, and the original Jethro Tull is an important historical figure. He deserves, I think he deserves his name back. So these days I tend to use my own name rather than just Jethro Tull. To me, Jethro Tull is our repertoire. It's the great music that was, played for all those years by a band of 28 different people who made up Jethro Tull over the successive years. So
wow.
To me, it's the repertoire. That's Jethro Tull. I'm very proud of the music I've written and recorded, but these days I tend to use my own name and leave poor old Jethro to shift uneasily in his grave.
Wow. And you can check out all the stuff that Ian has going on. It's at jethrotull.com. We're going to have links in the episode article right here for everything. And also it's kscopemusic.com, KSCOPE music.com. That's the record label for Ian Anderson's new Homo Erraticus CD. Ian, unfortunately, we got to go to break now. I could sit here and talk music all night because you're a legend and an amazing musician, and I'd like to thank you so much for joining Greg and I tonight on Extreme Radio.
Great pleasure. Nice to talk to you both. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Rock.
Thank you.
The great Ian Anderson. We'll be back right after this quick message.
Talk, talk, talk. That's all we do is talk. If you'd like to talk, call us toll-free right now at 1-866-472-5787. 1-866-472-5787.
That's it.
VoiceAmerica.com.
This is Jim Kelly, former Buffalo Bills quarterback and Pro Football Hall of Famer, and you're listening to Joe Pietaro and Greg Valentino.
Fitness RX for Men is the ultimate men's print publication, website, and radio show. More than just fitness, we'll also bring you the best news in sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. Fitness RX for Men was established first as a magazine in 2003. Be sure to visit our website, www.fitnessrxformen.com, and check out our social media pages for up-to-the-minute news and tips every day. It's your ultimate prescription for the perfect body. Visit fitnessrxformen.com today.
Oh, how the fuck are you? Max Cook here. Let me tell you something. I had a lot of fun talking to Joe and Greg. Couple of top-shelf margaritas, those two. Now, you're going to do me a favor. You're going to go to YouTube, and you're going to type in Max Cook, Maxkoch, you strunts. And you're going to watch my videos. And you're going to fucking like them. Or we're going to have a problem.
This is Ernie Banks. You listen to Greg and Joe. They're great guys.
What's up, guys? James Maslow here, and you're listening to Joe and Greg on Extreme Radio.
Talk, talk, talk. That's all we do is talk. If you'd like to talk, call us toll-free right now at 1-866-472-5787. 1-866-472-5787.
That's it.
VoiceAmerica.com.
Hey, it's Artie Lang, and you're listening to Greg and Joe. Check it out.
You are listening to Fitness RX Radio with hosts Greg Valentino and Joe Pietaro. If you have a question or comment for our show today, please call 1-866-472-5788. That's 1-866-472-5788. You can also send an email to jpietaro@advancedresearchmedia.com. Now, back to Fitness RX Radio.
What a fucking, words can't describe. Ian Anderson talking to fucking me and you. It just, the interview spoke for itself, Greg. But
Dude, I love it.
Oh, fucking amazing. But let's, next week, we're going to do an encore presentation of this very episode because I am going on a nice vacation. I will be going to the Bahamas with my lovely wife. And this time next week, I will be probably probably eating dinner, hopefully a nice steak, holding a nice beverage in my hand, and getting drunk, and then going back to the room and fucking. So that is the agenda.
Now, I hope you're going back to the room with the wife.
Yeah. I won't be fucking my hand for once.
Wait a minute. I thought you guys were going to one of them, like, Poconos, like, love, where they have the heart-shaped tubs and shit?
We did that a few months ago.
Oh, so you're going to the Bahamas?
I'm going away for a week, Papo.
Really?
I need a week's worth of fucking Viagra.
And what? Now, wait a minute. Now, hold on, wait. Let's talk about this for a second. All right, so you're going to take a week's worth of Viagra, but are you bringing a week's worth of Viagra for her, too? Because, girls fucking get their fucking clit hard with that
shit. She's getting, put it this way, if there's one pill left, I'm giving it to her because it's worth it.
See, that's what guys don't understand, Joe. You and I have discussed this before, and I was just telling one of my boys in the gym the same fucking thing. I told him, if you and the wife really want to have a fucking great night out, like in a sack, a nice little romp, fucking give her a Viagra. You'll be shocked what it'll do to a woman. They never talk about that, but you know what's funny? You know as well as I do because you've used it and shit, but that makes a girl's clit really hard, and they get crazy when they're on Viagra.
Oh, they're fucking insane, bro. No names mentioned. The names are going to be fucking, not changed, but just left out to protect the fucking innocent. But, within the last year, let's just say, so I leave it vague, we did a photo shoot with a celebrity, and I was talking to this person, and I told him exactly what you told me and my experiences with using that and giving it to the old lady, and he was like, holy shit, are you kidding me? And I'm like, take my fucking word for it, bro. So I hope that this unnamed person took my fucking advice and then enjoyed a nice fuck with his fucking old lady. But, whatever. We'll recap that when we get back here on April 21st. But on April 21st, Greg, we're going to have two guests. Comedian Tammy Pescatelli, who's a fucking pisser, a young lady who's going to just make us laugh our balls off, and she's a fucking Italian, too, so that's always good.
Love it.
And then also James Maslow, who right as we speak right now could be, I don't have Channel 7 on, I'm DVRing it, but he's on Dancing with the Stars as we fucking speak, probably cutting up that fucking dance floor with his piece of ass fucking dance partner, Peter Murgatroyd, and they are going to hopefully win that fucking thing because James is on our cover, and you know that. We spoke about that. I went out to the fucking website. I went out to the photo shoot a couple weeks ago in L.A. with James on Muscle Beach, and he will be joining us right here on this fucking program on April 21st. So all of the fucking teeny boppers going to be listening, so we may have to watch our language that night, Greg. That's going to be kind of fucking hard, right?
I can't do it. I want him to hook me up with one of them fucking Hollywood teeny boppers, dude. I want a Miley Cyrus. Now she's got that short hair like a little boy. I want to bang the shit out of that. You know what I'm saying?
We'll have to ask him if he knows Miley.
We got to ask him. I like her. I don't know why. I like her little dirtiness, her tongue sticking out and shit.
She's hot, man. I would fucking
hit that. I would hit that
fucking...
like her before, though.
Bro, balls deep. I would have hit that fucking as soon as it was legal, bro.
Oh, dude, you know me. I thought I had bad thoughts even before she was legal. But that's thoughts. Don't get crazy.
Let's not get crazy, but let's get our friend Lift Tag. Let's get his fucking plug in right now. Lift Tag Sport takes pride in our relentless commitment to the research and development of high caliber sports performance and nutrition products since 2011 from the state of the art facilities in Belgium and Germany. Hey, we know some people that just went to Germany not too fucking long ago. To the on-site expert chemist, Lift Tag Sport products will continue to provide you with the superior supplements and beverages to reach any goal. Lift Tag Sport brand is synonymous with premium top-of-the-line sports performance beverages, including U-Lift Amino Protein, U-Lift Endurance, and U-Lift Fat Burner, as well as the most innovative pre-workout powder on the market, U-Lift Performance. With targeted performance design and an attention to quality ingredients, Lift Tag Sport will continue to make your supplement decision-making process easier. Thank you, Lift Tag. Train with confidence knowing that your sports performance products are helping you maximize every session, every time. Check out lifttagsport.com and their facebook.com/lifttag page. I need some Lift Tag endurance after saying that Lift Tag commercial. That was a lot of Lift Tag in there.
Bro, I'm fucking dyslexic, bro. How do you spell that shit? How do you spell that?
Liftag. It's like Lift Tag. Not like Lift Tag. It's one T.
Oh, so it's Lift Tag.
Lift Tag. So yeah, LIFTAG Sport.com. They got a whole fucking line of cool shit. They're going to have some, they supposedly, the rumor is they're signing an MMA fighter. And I can't say any names because it's not, a done deal, but that would be cool. So since Big is one of our sponsors, I said we would be very happy to get him on this very fucking program. But very fucking program, Greg. Coming up next will be Earl Campbell, right?
Well, we were hoping Earl Campbell, but, just like my girlfriend before she met me, we got fucked by a big black guy today, and that's Earl Campbell.
Oh,
the
you know what?
Time he did this to us.
I wonder
if he's out banging Ramona, who did it to us. And wait, somebody else did it to us. Ramona did it to us.
Rampage Jackson.
Dude, Ramona, Rampage, and fucking Earl Campbell. That's a fucking scary fucking porno movie right there.
Now, let me tell you now, I'm going to fucking read the fucking email I got, word for fucking word, so people know I'm not jerking them off. Now, let me get a little backstory here. I had contacted Earl Campbell through his website. I believe it's earlcampbell.com. He sells like some fucking barbecue sauce or some bullshit, whatever the fuck you probably can't even fucking see anymore, right? So I contacted him, and I was contacted by someone named Christian Campbell, who I'm guessing maybe it's his son who handles his public relations type of thing, whatever. And this is going back around fucking New Year's. We had scheduled Earl, if you remember, I believe it was sometime in February. I'm trying to look to see if I have it written down on this fucking folder here. But going back, it was supposed to be, on February 17th, the night we had Michael Sweet from Striper, Earl Campbell was supposed to do our show, was confirmed to do it. At the last minute, Christian contacted me and said, Earl is going away, and on that day, could we reschedule? Well, how can I say no? I mean, what am I going to say? No, he's going to go anyway, right? I say, fuck you, So I say, yeah, here's some dates I have open. Pick one. He picks April 7th. Tonight, as we fucking speak, right? So now we booked this. Now this is going back to February 16th. Like he bailed out the day before this fucking show. Like maybe Friday, it wasn't a Sunday. So April 14th or whatnot, he bailed out. So I'm like, whatever, not April, February. We'll do them on April 7th. Who cares? No big deal. Right? We got plenty of time. Me and Greg ain't going anywhere. So now we book Earl Campbell, we get the fucking promo going. Adam Ginsberg in our office, good fucking buddy, good friend of ours, made this great fucking promo because he's into NFL films. And I told him Earl Campbell was like, Adam's in our age group. He's like, Earl Campbell, he was great. Oh, that would be great, like the old NFL films. And he fucking volunteers to make a promo up. I'm like, that's a great idea. He made this cool promo up, which we're going to fucking play because I'm not wasting the fucking thing. It will be a shame to fucking waste it, right? So now I called Christian last week a few times, and I'm like, bro, want to make sure you got the message. You're not getting back to me. Here's my cell phone number. Call me over the weekend. Don't email me. I won't see the emails right away. Here's the email I got. This morning at 8:06 a.m., I get to the office at 10. Joe, apologies for not getting back with you. There have been some major changes on the administrative side of our operation, and a lot has fallen through the cracks. Now, this motherfucker ain't got shit going on. I added that part. Earl will be attending the NCAA championship game this evening with his good friend, Jerry Jones, who, by the way, is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and it's at their stadium, AT&T Stadium. Need to reschedule if possible. Now, let me tell you something. I don't doubt that Earl Campbell is going to the fucking college basketball men's championship tonight. I don't doubt that he's friends with Jerry Jones, and he's probably sitting in the fucking suite with this fucking guy and hucking it up with him. But I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to keep rescheduling, bro. Listen, this show isn't a bunch of fucking jerk-offs and a couple of fucking hooers. All right? If you can't do the fucking show, fine, no problem. But I'm not going to keep fucking rescheduling a guy that keeps canceling on me. So I say, fuck Earl Campbell, fuck Christian Campbell, and I hope the team he's fucking rooting for tonight gets fucking blown out. But I want to fucking play. We want to play that promo, right, Greg?
Yeah, play. Go ahead. I want to hear it.
In an 8-year NFL career, Earl Campbell rushed for nearly 10,000 yards and 74 touchdowns for the Houston Oilers and New Orleans Saints. A 5-time Pro Bowler, he was elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1991. Now, Greg Valentino and Joe Pietaro are proud to welcome the Tyler Rose to Extreme Radio.
Yeah, how y'all doing? Yeah, where the fuck am I calling? My brains are scrambled from getting hit by fucking Pittsburgh Steelers all them years.
Fuck. What are you going to do, right?
It would have been cool. I actually, as a New York Jets fan, and back then when the Houston Oilers were good, the Jets kind of sucked dick, which they still do. I kind of took a liking to the Houston Oilers because I like Dan Pastorini because they had an Italian quarterback, so of course I flocked to that team. And I was an AFC fan. So I kind of liked the Houston Oilers as my second team after the Jets. So I used to root for them, and I've watched them in the playoffs all the time. And so I was kind of a big Earl Campbell fan, and White Shoes Johnson, and Mike Barber was the tight end. And they had a fucking great team, a cool team to follow. And Earl was, one of their fucking big fucking name guys. And I was so pumped up to have to be able to interview this fucking guy. But I got to admit, Greg, I'm kind of fucking let down over this.
I'll tell you what. I would be too, but most people don't know who the fuck he is. You know how many people would say...
He don't even know who the fuck he is, probably.
Fuck him. He went to the show. Fuck him. Fuck all of them. Fuck anybody who's going to do the show. Fuck anybody who's going to listen to the show. Fuck anybody that deletes our post on another website. Who gives a fuck them, right?
You know what? You know what? I feel the same way.
Who gives a... Dude, there's Sunday's news on Monday. You know what I mean? I got fucking reality shows calling me. Fuck them,
Bro, I will sit here. If we have a guest that doesn't fucking show up, I don't have no problem. It gives me fucking 20 more minutes to bullshit with you, and we do better than when we don't have a guest on. We fucking throw the shit back and forth. It's funnier.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I totally agree. I want to know. Wait, you know what I want to know? Are we really going to go to friggin'? I want to know if we're really going to go to Big Angie's house. Maybe we'll talk about that too. Because remember, she invited us for friggin'. And I know we haven't aired our interview with her yet. But
yes, that's going to be coming up on the 12th of May.
Yep. Well, but I'm saying that you and I have already talked to her on the phone a few times.
Yeah.
She's asking us to come over to the house for pig's feet.
Pig's feet with fucking gravy on them. The Italian gravy.
Joe, I love big bodybuilders. You're a bodybuilder?
You're a bodybuilder. What's your name? Craig? Craig and Joe. She was fucking great. Bro, but that's fun, and we're gonna try to hook up with Big Ange while we're out when we do Late Night with Johnny P, our good friend Johnny Potenza. We're doing his show on the 22nd of May.
Hold on, I gotta ask you a question. Honest to God, totally honest. I'm afraid to ask you this one. But if you were a single man, you weren't married anymore.
Yeah.
Would you bang that? If
Johnny
I
P?
To bang you, would you bang it?
Would I fuck Johnny P?
No, not Johnny P. Big Ange.
I think I would have to.
I knew you were gonna say that. Are you serious? You would bang that, right?
The tits and the lips, just to see how it feels. Because it probably feels like cold rubber, but they're fake.
Pussy. Joe, eat my pussy. I'll make you pig's feet and gravy. Oh, my God.
She's got a big hairy cat. That thing ain't fucking taken care of.
I like a hairy cat, bro. But I'm afraid there's a fucking big knob hanging out of that, too, though. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that thing is... Woo! But she's a nice girl. We should really...
she's a fucking champ. We love her.
We're not talking shit, though. We like her.
We love her, bro. We're going to have to fucking... We're going to go to break now. When we come back, we got 20 minutes of me and you fucking around over here on fucking Extreme Radio. So, guys, hang in. Don't go anywhere. We're going to fucking do a nice fucking number at the end of this show.
Absolutely.
Streaming live. The leader in Internet talk radio. VoiceAmerica.com.
Hey, this is Dan Hardy from the UFC. You're listening to Greg and Joe, Extreme Radio.
Hi, I'm Shannon Sharp, Fitness RX for Men. Bam!
Fitness RX for Men is the ultimate men's print publication, website, and radio show. More than just fitness, we'll also bring you the best news in sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. Fitness RX for Men was established first as a magazine in 2003. Be sure to visit our website, www.fitnessrxformen.com, and check out our social media pages for up-to-the-minute news and tips every day. It's your ultimate prescription for the perfect body. Visit fitnessrxformen.com today.
Listen for MD Radio on the Voice America Variety Channel. That's Muscular Development Radio. Every Monday, your host, Sean Ray, will take you inside the world of bodybuilding and health and fitness. The show will feature Hall of Fame bodybuilders, trainers, judges, and the future champions of tomorrow. Plus, you'll be invited to participate in our Call-In Ask the Pros feature. And our Nutritional Spotlight will feature products that can help you achieve your fitness goals. MD Radio is broadcast live Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel.
Hey, everybody, this is Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and you're listening to Joe Piataro and Greg Valentino on Extreme Radio. Yeah!
Oh, how the fuck are you? Max Cook here. Let me tell you something. I had a lot of fun talking to Joe and Greg. Couple of top-shelf margaritas, those two. Now, you're going to do me a favor. You're going to go to YouTube, and you're going to type in Max Cook, M-A-X-K-O-C-H, you strunts. And you're going to watch my videos. And you're going to fucking like them. Or we're going to have a problem.
This is Big Ange, and you're listening to Greg and Joe on Extreme Radio, and you better fucking listen.
Talk, talk, talk. That's all we do is talk. If you'd like to talk, call us toll-free right now at 1-866-472-5787. 1-866-472-5787.
That's it.
VoiceAmerica.com.
Hey, what's up? Mario Lopez here, and we're at Gio's Brooklyn Boxing Club doing a photo shoot for Fitness RX for men.
You are listening to Fitness RX Radio with hosts Greg Valentino and Joe Piataro. If you have a question or comment for our show today, please call 1-866-472-5788. That's 1-866-472-5788. You can also send an email to jpiatero@advancedresearchmedia.com. Now, back to Fitness RX Radio.
And please, if you email me, no cock shots. Don't want any cock shots. Pussy, tits, that's okay. Maybe a little. The only cock I want to see is getting fucking blown by somebody, and just make it just a little bit of the cock in it. How's that, Greg?
Oh, God. I don't want to see any cock
You got to see the fucking pictures I get sent to me. I don't want to start. I don't get in trouble. I get a lot of these fucking aspiring male models that want to be in the magazine.
I get that all the time, too. I get, like, fans and shit like that, you know. After if I do muscle worship. Dude, I'm fucking 53. You don't want to worship me. You know what I mean? Actually, you know what? I write back how much you got. What are you offering? But
you should do webcam, bro.
Dude, I like, no, you know me. I like young
your cock. They'll jerk off to you. You don't want to see them. It's one-way webcam.
Bro, let me tell you something. I couldn't fucking, with my luck, forget about it. You know what I mean? Webcam. Holy Christ. You know, I mean, my son's in the fucking military. My son's one of the people that watches what you do. You know what I mean? You know, he's, I think I could say it. You know, he's military. He's intelligence. My son is one of the intelligence, part of the intelligence community, which is the only Valentino with intelligence in the family. But, you know, with my luck, he'd be one of the people watching. Like, there's my father jerking off on a webcam, you know, somewhere or something.
You get some fucking, you know, Taliban fucking terrorist and modern his thing, and he's a fucking muscle worshiping fucking gay guy. He's jerking off to you, and then your IP address comes up in your picture.
That would be my fucking luck. You have no fucking idea. You know what I mean? I'd be one of my... But, dude, wait, speaking of young chicks, because, you know, I like the young chicks. I want to know if Mike's girlfriend has any fucking friends or anything like that that are hot. Mike, Mike, the producer, I mean. Mike, does your girlfriend have any like, hot friends and shit like that?
Yeah, my girlfriend's got a lot of hot friends.
Are any of us sick? If Joe and I ever decide to come out to, like, what are you guys in? We're in Arizona, right? Over there. You guys?
Yeah, we're in Phoenix.
You're in Phoenix?
Yep.
Huh. Because, see, I like Mexican chicks, and I think Joe likes anything that walks. But sorry, we're equal. But actually, yeah, we're like all races. My kids are actually half black, half white and shit. But well, they're third. But the mother's half black, half white.
Right.
But that pig. But anyway, so your girlfriend's got hot friends, huh? Are they single?
Yeah, she's got a lot of hot single friends actually.
You see, I can't understand that. How can a Mexican girl in her 20s be single? They got to have kids at least with a couple guys already, no?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of Mexican girls out of here, so there's a lot of different ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, now, the girl you dated before, was she white or was she Spanish like that?
She was white. The girl I dated before my girlfriend now.
Oh, okay. So that, but you've graduated to a Mexican, right?
Right.
Oh, wow, man. I wish I was there. 'Cause, you know, You guys don't do any webcam shit and stuff, right? Where Joe and I can watch you guys having sex.
No, none of that shit.
No? You don't do like
Couples
webcam. Up for that. If you told your girl, like, listen, Joe and Greg, they want to see you and I fucking around a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think she'd have it.
Up for that?
I don't think she'd be having that.
She wouldn't buy it.
Oh, no, help me out. Come on. This is fucked up. Dude, my girlfriend's fucking shot, bro. You have no fucking clue. I mean, I try to get her on the radio. She's like waving her arms now, but I don't know. She's young too, though. Wait, you said you're 27?
Yeah, I'm 27.
Yeah, my girlfriend just turned 28 a month ago, so she's your age. You know, and I'm 53, so you do the math on that.
There's fucking, bro, there's good people are fucking weirdos out there. People would fucking pay to fucking watch anybody fuck around on a webcam. It's an easy way to make money, man.
Wait, you talking about in Phoenix, Arizona?
Anywhere. Bro, you should
you mean out there in the world? Yeah, people would watch. Fuck.
You should just flex on the fucking, say, no cock. Just, all you can do is look at my biceps, and then they'll let them do what they want on the other end, as long as they fucking PayPal account. Who cares?
Do you think any of your girlfriend's friends would worship my biceps at all, or no?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
You ever see my arms?
What's that?
You've seen my pictures, right? You know
yeah,
what I look like.
I have to upload you guys' show, so I see it.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm not really into that anyway. I don't want chicks worshiping my biceps. You know, I like to be the fucking schmuck with them. You know what I'm saying? I could go a little dominant sometimes. I could be put in my place. My girlfriend don't do that shit, though. Only when it comes to money. She'll fucking, like, take my wallet and, you know, my credit card and shit. She don't fucking want to do anything sexually, like, dominant. You know what I mean?
So you should have hooked up on the webcam with Angela Savagno then. I mean, she does the dom shit.
Dude, I just saw a fucking picture of Angela. I didn't know it was Angela. I'm like, who the fuck is this shit? And she's got a pump, a penis pump on her vagina, and she's like, you know, where they pump the clit?
Yeah.
Dude, that clit was like 3-4 inches big.
Oh, it's like a thumb, yeah.
Dude, it looked like a cock. It was huge. I couldn't, and then I'm reading who the girl is, and I'm going, holy shit, that's the chick we had on the radio show.
Yeah.
Dude, you knew she did all that shit?
Oh, yeah. She had a picture on Twitter where she's jerking off in the shower, and then I fucking replied to it. I said, oh, that's why my wife takes so long in the fucking bathroom. And she wrote me back laughing and, you know, LOL, some shit, you know. It was like, you know, we was goofing around back and forth. But, yeah, she's all down with everything on that webcam shit.
Dude, she's fucking huge. She's like me in drag. You know what I mean? Which is not pretty. You know, I'm just saying that her fucking muscles. I mean, her body's huge. Her build is huge. You know what I mean? And that fucking vagina, that clit, that thing was true. I didn't know that was her.
Would you bang her?
I don't know. But I don't like that.
What are you, a fucking sissy? Get in there.
I like them a little softer, like a little, like, I don't mind if they're hard body, but I like them small. She's big, bro. Me and her would have to be doing battle. I might start throwing punches and shit, like when we're having sex. You know what I'm saying? I get a little...
I said to you before, your problem is you don't get fucked up. So that's why you always think like a straight man.
Right, I don't drink.
Sometimes think, if I was fucking whacked, yeah, but you never got whacked, so you don't know.
No, but you know me, I like them young and skinny and shit like that. I like skinny girls, real skinny. You know, you're young. If they're built, I don't mind them being built, but not like big and chopped. Like, I can't. I don't know why. And if I see the clit hanging out of the vagina, I don't know, it kills me with that shit. You know, it does. I'd rather go for a nice young Mexican girl, like maybe one of Mike's girlfriend's
buddies.
Nah, they wouldn't like me though. They wouldn't like me.
Are we going to be covering the Phoenix Classic anytime? Are we going to go there? Maybe we fly in, right?
Yeah, we'll fly in.
Schedule for that.
Did he even have a Phoenix Classic, by the way?
I don't think so. I'm just fucking around.
Maybe we could. I know what you. Dude, trust me. I know what you get.
I'm being a little facetious.
Dude, let me tell you something. I mean, not for nothing. You and I should fucking go to some of these shows, like, you know, like I'm talking about we should go to one in, like, you know, they have the Sex Expo here in New York and shit like that. They got, like, the Fetish Expo. We should go to those shows. Fuck all the bodybuilding shit. No?
I would love to go to one of those, bro. Those would be a fucking pisser.
Chicks in latex and all that. You don't like that? I love all that shit.
Oh, I'd fucking get wood doing that.
You and me both, bro. You and me both. You know, I mean, but we know it's funny. We can't get a budget to go. I couldn't get a budget to go to Walmart over here, much less go to fucking fly out to, like, Phoenix or anything like that. Am I right or wrong? I mean, you know.
Budget. What's budget? I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem.
Fucking, some kind of, I need a translation, get a series.
I need Sean Ray's show. We need Sean Ray to friggin', maybe help us promote and get some friggin' goddamn commercials over here. But, by the way, what happened to that shit? I did the other day. Somebody fucking gave us praise on MD, and next thing I know, I go on there, I post it, and the next thing I know, the fucking thread is deleted. I'm like, what the hell happened here?
It must have been so quick that I didn't even fucking see it. I don't know what you mean.
No, I'm being serious.
I'm just kidding. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that was called Bend Over, and we're going to shove it in dry, balls deep.
Oh, okay. So
remember when Angela Salvagno had, like, the big strap-on she was talking about? The big black strap-on, and you go, no lube?
I seen a picture of that, too. Dude, they had a picture of that, too. I seen a picture of that on the website, her with that shit. But I didn't know it was her. I didn't know that's the girl we interviewed. I would never do it. All right, let me ask you a question. Could you ever Mike, could you let your girlfriend strap on a fucking dildo and crack you in the ass?
No, never. That would never happen.
We gotta get Mike there.
Hey,
Mike.
Wait, no, I was wondering, why? Because he's a young guy, you know what I mean? Let me, I'm just curious if the younger generation would consider that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah,
what if she said, I'll use the white one on you?
Never.
It wasn't black, it was white.
I don't give a fuck how small it is.
Even if it's like a little fucking beginner model?
No.
Mike, let me
Even if
ask
it's
you
the
a
Chinese model?
See, now, if I said that to my girlfriend, she'd say, well, how much does it pay? You know what I mean? Like, she would, she'd want me to pay her money to do that shit. Now, if you asked your girlfriend, Mike,
hey,
if you
should get paid if you're taking it like that.
Wait, no, seriously. I want to know, Mike, if you took your girl, who's a young girl, like my girl, young girl, right? And you took her out to dinner and said, honey, listen, I'd like to step our sex life up a little bit. If I got a strap on, would you use it on me? What do you think she'd say? Would she say, like, you're fucking nuts? Or she'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. That's what you want. What do you think she'd say, really?
Fuck, I don't know. She'd probably think I was fucking crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not into that shit.
Well, see, you guys are from Arizona. You guys are kind of laid back a little bit out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, New York, we're a little
fucking from New York. So, everybody's been fucked by a strap-on out here.
I'm from Jersey. I wasn't too far away from it.
Some of us the same one.
Holy shit, wait. What part of Jersey were you in?
I was born in Neptune, right by Asbury Park.
Oh, cool.
Fuck. Oh, shit, I used to go to Neptune all the time. You know where that circle is? You know, the circle? And with a Neptune diner and all that?
Yeah.
You know exactly where. And the Pepsi-Cola used to be there. I don't know if it's still there. Yeah, see, I know. You think I don't know? I know. I've been in Neptune.
Hey, you've been around. Let's get back to the fucking dirty talk.
Wait,
we got 3 minutes to go in the show.
What's that? Where we going? What happened?
3 minutes left in the show. I want to talk more about fucking disgusting things. It's more funny.
But wait, I want to know why Mike went all the way out there to get a Mexican. He could have stayed here and got one, because the state in Jersey, that's where I got mine. And they're all over the place over there. Dude, you could probably get about 16 or 17-year-old over there. Seriously. And if we weren't on the air, I could say something else.
He's smart. He went to fucking Arizona. He's not fucking paying the stupid fucking taxes. He's not dealing with the fucking winters that we are. We're fucking living check to check and freezing our balls off, bro.
So, hey, let me ask you a question, honestly. All joking aside. If you sat the wife down, you guys were on vacation, you had a drink, and you said to her, listen, I want to step the sex life up. I'm thinking about getting a strap on. What do you think, honey? What would she say? Would you be like, knowing your wife, would she say, well, if that's what you really want, baby, I'll do it? Or would she say, fuck you, you're nuts, I'm not doing that shit? What would she say? Or you're
probably say, fuck you, you're nuts at first, but I think would relent if I persisted. But would I persist? That's the other fucking question in it. You know, it all depends, bro. Size is definitely an issue.
What do you mean size? The size of the strap-on?
Girl gives you a blowjob and shoves a finger in your ass. We're good. No problem. I'm fine with that. But now if we're talking something that's the fucking size of the bottom of a fucking baseball bat, I'm not so good with it.
I hear you.
So, I'm not fucking closing my fucking, I'm not saying no, but I gotta have a say in part of it, though.
You're leaving your options open, which is
of course, and my asshole, apparently. If the finger feels good, then I might be inclined to fucking take it a step further. But it all depends, like I said. If it hurts, it's not feeling good. There's no in between there.
No, I hear you.
Would you take a strap on? Apparently you would, because you seem to be your favorite subject tonight.
Well, no, you wait a minute, hold on. You're the one who brought it up. You said Angela Salvato had this big black stuff on. See, you brought that up.
I see how I tried to turn the tables and blame you. I tried to stick it on you.
You know what? You want to really turn the tables? You should ask Mike if you think the owner of the company, the boss of Voice America, if he would do a strap-on.
No, don't put the man on the fucking...
I know, I'm only kidding, Mike.
That's not right. We got about 30 seconds left in this episode, Greg, so fucking, unfortunately, we're going to be 1 week off. I'm actually going to miss doing the show. I love doing this program. It is a fucking lot of fun. But I must admit, I'm also, while I'm not doing the show, I'm going to definitely enjoy having my fun on my own. And you never know, I might have a strap-on story when we come back.
Ooh,
I don't know. I'm not bringing one with me, but if they sell them on the beach there, maybe I'll buy one. I don't know. Maybe I'll have a wooden one. Maybe they're wood carving. I can even, tell the guy how big or small I want it.
Use a banana. They got all fucking bananas out there. They're going to the Bahamas and shit.
Maybe I'll fucking take a coconut up my fucking keister. I don't know. We'll see. But that's going to do it for us this week on Extreme Radio. Make sure you check us out each and every day at FitnessRxMen.com, Facebook, Extreme Radio, it's called now. Make sure you go to that page and like it, and our regular fucking page, and our Twitter page, and all that other shit. Gregory, it's been real. I'd like to thank Earl Campbell once again for cocking us in the air strap-on style with no lube. And thank Ian Anderson for coming through and doing the right thing. Great interview there. Greg?
On the bench. I love Ian Anderson. Awesome.
We will see you guys live in 2 weeks. Listen to the encore a week from today. That's going to do it for us tonight on Extreme Radio.
Thank you for listening this week. Greg and Joe will be back next Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Variety Channel with another edition of Fitness RX Radio. Have a pumped week.
Thanks again for listening to the preceding program, brought to you on the Voice America Variety Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit VoiceAmericaVariety.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit VoiceAmerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the preceding program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.